Realizing the self. Sometime in the journey of life, some of the following questions might have crossed your mind. Even if they haven't, they eventually will certainly occur. Who am I? What am I? What is my real identity? How do my thoughts and feelings interact with the body? How to make my mind powerful? Breaking the mysteries of mind. Understanding thoughts. How they come and go. How to regulate them. Why do we come under emotions, feelings, tension and stress? How does an individual develop behavioral patterns, traits, etc.? How to transform them? How to enjoy this precious life? How to lead a life of peace and bliss? The first lesson is all about complete understanding of the self, which has remained a mystery that has eluded scientists, philosophers, great thinkers and many other intellectuals. Soul and body. The human body is a complex pattern of physical energies. Atomic particles build together to form the organic structures and inorganic minerals, which perform the body's chemical interactions, thus forming the basis of the hormonal and nervous control of the body. What we see as the old or young, ugly or beautiful, male or female, are also the differing levels of physical energies. However marvelous a machine the body may be, it is the presence of the non-physical conscious energy, the soul, which makes it function. What am I? I am a living entity different from the body. Just as a person who speaks with the help of a telephone or listens to a call with the help of that instrument, has his entity different from that of the telephone, he himself being a living person who has the faculties or characteristics of feeling, thinking, willing and making effort. Similarly, the conscious entity in the body which uses the word I is different from the body which has eyes, ears, nose, etc. as its components. I am not the eyes, the ears or the mouth, but I see with my eyes, speak through the mouth, hear with the ears and am their master. I am a soul, Atma, eternal and immortal. The body is mortal. I have got it to do actions and to experience the result of my actions. I am the doer and the one who experiences. The soul is like a driver in charge of the body, which serves as a carriage to the soul. The soul is a diamond, the body being the casket for it. When the soul leaves the body is declared dead. Then people set about cremating it because its valuable owner, the soul, has already left and the body is of no use. When the soul has relinquished the body, people say, the light which is soul has gone, that which lived in it has departed and the drama is over. Faculties of a soul. The soul is a living or ascension being. It is said to be consent or living because it can think and reflect. It can experience pleasure and pain, so also bliss and peace. It can bestir itself and make efforts and actions, good or bad. A soul has three faculties: mind, intellect, and predispositions. Mind is the thinking faculty of the soul. It is the mind that imagines, thinks, and forms ideas. The thought process is the basis of all emotions, desires, and sensations. It is through this faculty that, in an instant, thought can be projected to a distant place, past experiences and emotions can be relived, or even the future can be anticipated. It is the mind that experiences the variations of moods. The mind is a faculty of the metaphysical soul, not be confused with the heart or the brain. Intellect is used to assess thoughts. This is the faculty of understanding and decision-making which stands out as the most crucial faculty of the three. With the deepening and broadening of the intellect, clear understanding and the realization of the knowledge becomes natural, and the power to decide and reason becomes clear. It is the intellect which remembers, discriminates, judges and exercises its power in the form of will. Predispositions, called sanskaras in Hindi, are the impressions, or subconsciousness, which is the record of all the soul's past experiences and actions. Sanskaras can take the forms of habits, talents, emotional temperaments, personality traits, beliefs, values, or instincts. Every action is an experience either creates a sanskaras, this is how a habit begins, or reinforces an old one. Whatever impression is etched in the soul remains within it, forming a complete archive of all the experiences that the soul has had. When we speak of defects, specialties or virtues, we are referring to the sanskaras. The sanskaras are the basis of the soul's individuality. Seat of the soul. The soul is located in the middle of the forehead in between the two eyebrows. This is the seat of the soul. The brain is the control room. Just as a driver controls the car using different parts of the mechanism seated at one place, the soul employs the brain to control the body. Brain is the machine by means of which the soul thinks, remembers, receives messages from or gives directions to the sense organs. The brain is the meeting place of all nerves, which carry sensations from all parts of the body to brain, which functions like a control room and makes the body to work. It is in the brain that the soul, through the nerves, puts the body to work and experiences physical sensations, pleasure and pain or happiness and sorrow. But the brain is separate from the soul. Brain is a complex thing made of matter, whereas the soul has the life principle or consciousness. Nature of soul. A soul is a tiny, metaphysical, conscient point of spiritual light. There are a finite number of souls. Each soul is eternal. They were never created, and will never be destroyed. Each soul is unique. We are all souls, unique and different, and remain so eternally. As such, souls are invisible to the naked eyes, but one can experience its presence. A soul has no gender. The intrinsic nature of the soul is that of love, peace, happiness, truth, bliss, purity. Therefore, souls always desire for experiences of these qualities. These are the qualities that naturally emerge when the soul is aware of itself, or in other words, is soul conscious. Body consciousness, the root cause of all evils in the world. A person is in body conscious when she identifies himself or herself with the physical body, i.e. when the thinking, feeling, actions and behaviors are with the awareness that he or she is a body. Being in body conscious is the root cause of all the evils in the world, because the vices like lust, anger, greed, attachment and ego are all having their roots in body consciousness. Soul consciousness, the key for a blissful life. When a person is in the state of awareness that, I am a soul and not this physical body, then she would be in soul consciousness. In other words, the person thinks, feels, acts, behaves, compares, etc. with the awareness that he or she is a soul, the master of the body. When in soul consciousness, the original qualities of a soul naturally emerge. Then it is possible to experience lasting peace and bliss. Karma philosophy. There are times when thoughts of distress and tension raise their ugly head. There are situations when a person searches for right answers. Here are some typical examples. Why are we here? Why was I born here and he there? Why is she beautiful and I ugly? Why is so-and-so crippled for no apparent fault of theirs? Why does the egotistical bully who browbeats his business companions, fiddles his income tax returns and beats his wife, attain outstanding worldly success? Why does the timid, quiet little widow who has never said a harsh word to anyone, live in appalling conditions and die unwanted and uncared for? Why did he have to die? Why did he do that to me? Why is there so much suffering? Why this? Why that? The answers lie in one eternal truth, based on the law of karma or the karma philosophy, that no one can escape the result of his or her karma. Depending on the bad or good karma or action, one will suffer or enjoy, either in this or the next life. No one can escape the result of his or her karma. The law of karma is inviolable. So everyone must act with a sense of responsibility. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. So we must acquire right knowledge of what is good and what is bad action. The morale of the story: I have to do right karma for my benefit, it is not for showing it to anyone outside. Every human action has a moral aspect. If a person's certain act is morally good, the person gets ultimately benefited. If, on the other hand, his acts are morally bad, he suffers. It would require a lot of space to express what is morally good and bad. But in one sentence, it may be said that, if a person acts under the influence of hatred, anger, lies, prejudice, greed, ego, partiality, lust and such other acts under the influence of body consciousness, then his actions are bad or negative. These create disharmony and conflict and sufferings in the society. On the other hand, if a person has a balanced judgment, stability of mind, peace of the spirit and acts with the feeling of love, justice, sympathy, humility and the such other actions in soul consciousness, then his acts are good because such acts promote harmony, peace, unity and happy feelings. The power of thought. The most powerful instrument that mankind possesses is thought power. Thoughts build our consciousness and shape our attitude. One needs to know how important thoughts are. Every human creation we see in this world is due to powerful thoughts in human minds. Thoughts shape our world. Thoughts are fertilized by knowledge. A person with a certain kind of knowledge usually creates thoughts in harmony with that knowledge. Knowledge gives wisdom. A person without knowledge is a person whose thoughts will be formed in ignorance. Every action is preceded by thoughts. The quality of thoughts determines the quality of our karma. The karma in turn has good or bad effect on us. This again influences our thinking. So right thinking based on right knowledge is essential for leading a peaceful and contented life. Raja Yoga meditation helps us in doing the right thinking that leads to righteous actions. This also helps in remaining mentally strong amidst turbulent situations. Where have I come from? When I begin to consider myself to be a soul, the question often arises, where do souls come from? In meditation I can explore dimensions of consciousness beyond the physical senses. Experiencing these dimensions increases my awareness of subtle realities of thought and feeling and ultimately takes me to a place of utter peace, purity and silence in which I feel as if I've returned to my original home. Together, the physical, subtle and soul worlds comprise the three main levels of human consciousness. Where have I come from? When I begin to consider myself to be a soul, the question often arises, where do souls come from? In meditation I can explore dimensions of consciousness beyond the physical senses. Experiencing these dimensions increases my awareness of subtle realities of thought and feeling and ultimately takes me to a place of utter peace, purity and silence in which I feel as if I've returned to my original home. Together, the physical, subtle and soul worlds comprise the three main levels of human consciousness. The physical world. The world in which we are now living is known as the physical or corporeal world, because all living beings here have a gross, corporeal or manifest form. The physical earth can be thought of as a vast stage where we play our parts in the drama of life, in different bodily costumes. It can also be thought of as a field, where seeds of action are sown and fruits are reaped as experiences of happiness and sorrow. Here, time, space, history, and geography are important parameters of existence. Here the laws of science apply. It is a world of expression and experience. The subtle world. Beyond the limits of the vast expanse of our solar system and distant galaxies there are regions of non-material life, unreachable by physical means and inaccessible to the physical senses. These realms can only be experienced through deep meditation and divine insight. The subtle world is an intermediate dimension of pure, positive luminous energy in which The subtle world is an intermediate dimension of pure, positive luminous energy in which there is the experience of one's subtle body of light and communication with other souls through pure spiritual thoughts and vibrations. The soul world. Beyond the physical realm of action and the subtle realm of pure thought lies an infinite, timeless dimension of complete stillness, silence and peace. Suffused with golden red luminosity, this is the realm of God, the Supreme Being, parent of all souls. It is the original home of all souls, where we once dwelt in a dormant, seminal state of total belongingness and bliss. Experiencing this supreme region, Paramdam, of highest consciousness in meditation renews and recharges the soul, empowering it with the strength to play its part in the physical world with peace, equanimity and enlightened clarity. Going home. In Raja Yoga meditation, not only do I journey inward to experience my essential self, I also journey upward into higher consciousness, going beyond the awareness of the physical body and the physical world. With practice I am able to perceive and experience the dimension of pure soul consciousness, beyond sound, activity and thought. In this place or state of awareness I experience complete freedom, peace, rest and comfort, as if I'd come home to a place where I truly belong and where I can simply be. Knowing God. In this world, many beliefs exist about God. As a result, people understand God in their own way and often in their own imagination. But what is required is the understanding God as He is, what He is and how He is. The correct understanding about God has to be given by God Himself. There are some who don't believe in the existence of God, often the reason being His existence cannot be proved like that of human beings. But because we cannot see God with the gross eyes, it doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. Just like wind, which cannot be seen but can be very much felt, it is possible to experience God's presence through godly knowledge and meditation. Who is God and what is His form and name? We shall now try to understand who God or the Supreme Soul is. The term, Supreme Soul, means He is supreme among all souls. It implies that He is also a soul, though He is the highest of all. He is above birth and death. God is the Supreme Father, Mother, Supreme Teacher and Supreme Preceptor to all the human beings, and He Himself has no father, mother, teacher and preceptor. God is a subtle, infinitesimal point of light. He is not visible to the naked eye, but it is very much possible to experience His presence and proximity in meditation. He is incorporeal in the sense that He does not have a body of His own. He is not a human being, nor does He have a human form. He is immune to pleasure and pain unlike human beings. Names are a means of identification of human beings after they are born. They do not speak of qualities and actions of the person. They are simply proper nouns and are not attributive names. But the name of the Supreme Soul or God is based on His qualities and actions. His self-revealed name is Shiva. Shiva means doer of good or benefactor. God does well to all and therefore He is called Shiva. All souls ask for salvation and beatitude, i.e. peace and happiness from Him. People remember Him by many other expressive names. His virtues. God is the Supreme Father of all. He is called the Creator. He is oceanic in His virtues, the ocean of peace, the ocean of love, the ocean of bliss, the ocean of knowledge, the ocean of happiness, the ocean of mercy, etc. He is oceanic in His virtues, the ocean of peace, the ocean of love, the ocean of bliss, the ocean of knowledge, the ocean of happiness, the ocean of mercy, etc. He is the truth. He is the Almighty in authority. He is reputed to be the preserver or sustainer of virtues and the destroyer of all evils. He is also the liberator, the guide, and the bestower of salvation, therefore the Sadguru. He dispels sorrow, bestows joy. God is perfect in all ways and absolutely detached and loving. He is very benevolent and helpful, and so souls ask all things of Him. When in sorrow and losing all hope, souls turn to Him intuitively and inevitably. Many are the religions and paths that souls take in their quest for reaching God. Many wars have been waged in His name. However, He does not exclusively belong to anyone. He belongs to everyone equally. The Supreme Father of all souls. God is the Father of all souls in this world. It is observed that all religions have images, idols or memorials bearing one name or another to represent the form of light that God is. All over India, the images of the form that Shiva has is found installed. These images are without any human form, in the form of linga, which is the symbol of an incorporeal being. At Mecca, in the holy place of Kaaba, a stone image with oval form is called Sangi Aswad. The devotees who go for Hajj kiss this holy stone. Jesus Christ said, God is light. Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikhism, also sang the praise of him who is all light, Ek Onkar, and is incorporeal. In olden days, the Jews held a stone of this shape in their hands while taking a solemn oath, and it is believed that Moses had vision of this form of God when he saw a flame behind the bush. The Zoroastrians worship God as fire. The ancient Egyptians worship the sun as God. A Buddhist sect in Japan focuses the mind on a small oval shape. They call it Karni, the peace giver. It seems therefore that human beings, without realizing, have all been worshipping and trying to discover the same God. There is only one God, and his form is a point of light. He is called by different names in different religions. The divine abode of God. Where does God live? Is there somewhere one can go to see him, to be with him? God is a subtle point of light, and he does not pervade the physical universe. Nor does he live in the heart of any human being or in any matter. Neither is he omnipresent, nor is he having a human form. His home is the incorporeal world, an infinite expanse of golden red light, which is beyond this physical world we live. It is the original abode of all souls as well. The incorporeal world is known as Parandam or Brahma. Knowing where the Supreme Father is, we can establish connection with him through thoughts during meditation. The divine descent of God. God descends into this world when it is under the spell of extreme darkness of ignorance, unrighteousness, moral turpitude, spiritual lassitude, and religious decrepitude. This is described in scriptures as Dharma Glani. Looking at the state of affairs today, it should not be difficult for us to conclude that the time the world is undergoing at present is indeed the Dharma Glani. This is the period of darkness when sins and crimes of all kinds usually take place, when man gropes around for want of clear vision. It is at this time that God intervenes in the affairs of mankind. The divine intervention takes place at the darkest hour of human history, when the human soul is groping in the darkness of ignorance about the self, the Creator and the creation, when the souls are blinded by the vices of lust, arrogance, anger, greed, and attachment. It is in this time that God descends in the body of an ordinary man to reveal the godly knowledge, which paves way to victory over vices and cultivate divine qualities in life. This enables human beings to transform into divine beings again. The genealogical tree of mankind. It is an indisputable fact that religion has an important influence on human mind. Along with the religion, the race, the language, the nationality, the culture, the ancestry with which a person identifies himself or herself has got a great bearing on his personality, beliefs, outlooks, attitude, consciousness, and thinking. These are often the reason for so many conflicts in this world. So it is necessary to understand the original religion and culture of the mankind. In order to elucidate the growth of this world and to illustrate the world developments, this world is compared with a tree which may be called the genealogical tree of mankind. It is also known as Kalpa tree because it depicts the history of the whole Kalpa, one full cycle of all eras, the beginning, the mid-period, and the end of all the religio-political dynasties of the world. In the beginning, depicted by the trunk, there was only one religion, which is the religion of the deities, and there was only one dynasty, called the Sun Dynasty. There was the deity sovereignty, which set in vogue all righteous traditions and customs. The masses were, like their rulers, viceless and possessed divine qualities. Because they did good actions, even the nature was perfectly under their control. There was no fury of nature, neither ill health nor want of money or food. All the elements were clean and excellent, and therefore were instruments of happiness. Since there was complete purity, peace and prosperity in that age, kings and queens and their righteous subjects are shown with a halo of light around them. They were called deities because they were naturally holy, habitually righteous, and instinctively spiritual and viceless. There was such great mutual regard and love in those days that it is said of the age in which a lion and a goat together drank from the same stream. There was unlimited wealth. Since people in that age led viceless lives, they lived long and there was no case of premature death. They willingly gave up the body when they had reached old age. In other words, death never laid its hand on them. In Golden Age the souls were complete in all respects. In Silver Age, there was a slight decline in divine qualities. But even then there was sovereignty of complete peace and happiness. Copper Age follows the Silver Age. By this time, the souls, who had transmigrated through several lives, become body conscious. The vices like lust, anger, greed, attachment and ego cast their shadows on them. And they had thus fallen from the state of purity and worthiness and become vicious and unworthy. As they forget their true selves and broke with purity, natural laws came to be violated. Even nature deviated from her usual course, having thus begun to harm them, even though slightly. It is in this age that various religions were established. A good many faiths began appearing like branches coming forth from the world tree. Abraham founded Islam. Buddhism was founded by Buddha. Jesus Christ founded Christianity. Shankaracharya established the class of recluses and hermits. Muhammad Prophet established the Muslim religion. The previous deity religion came to be known as Hindu religion because they lost their deityhood or divinity in them. The population also increased considerably. Whereas in the beginning, everything was one, now there are many religions, many kingdoms, languages, cultures and dynasties. Thus through mutual strife, divisions and disunity and this state of affairs continued. In the Iron Age that follows the Copper Age, problems, difference of views and disputes begin to increase. The souls in this age are overpowered by vices and darkness of ignorance. They become vicious and impious. There is quite a crop of dissensions due to religious, communal and sectarian difference. Women are treated with utter contempt. Nature becomes instrumental in causing distress to man. Disease, grief, old age, premature death, death by accident, etc. afflicted mankind. When all the religions reach their lowest level, and all people, men and women become diabolic, there is misery and uproar. This is the time of wickedness and irreligion. People are given to sensual pleasures. They acquire bad qualities, ready to cause bloodshed on the score of differences in languages, views, politics, faiths, castes and states. Fighting among the nations brings about a great destruction of the world. Instead of behaving like brothers, people look upon one another as so many different beings and, therefore, they deal with each other as enemies. Being guided wholly by the feelings of nepotism, unrighteousness, lawlessness, selfishness, attachment, adulteration and bribery, they desire to lay their hands on others' possessions by any means. People discard all the feelings of mutual love and fight like demons. What will happen next? The world will not go on like this forever. Somebody has to put an end to all these evils. Otherwise the state of the world will be incomprehensible. This task is beyond the reach of any human being and only one Almighty God can establish lasting peace on earth. Incorporeal God Shiva descends in the body of an ordinary person, names him Prajapita Brahma, and through him, gives the godly knowledge and teaches the easy Raja Yoga. He shows the path by which anyone can become completely viceless and most righteous. In this way, God purifies the human beings of the old, impious world and transmutes them into pious ones, creating the Golden Age again. The cycle of time. In this lesson, we learn about the beginning, the middle and the end of one complete time cycle of this world. More than anything else, we will understand the great significance of the period we are undergoing at present. The world has been in existence since eternity and it will continue to be eternal. The world was neither created any time before nor will it get destroyed later, because matter can neither be created nor destroyed, it only undergoes transformation from one form to another. Similarly, this world also undergoes changes in its characteristics, but as such the world was not created out of nothing or there a total annihilation. The cycle of time is best understood with the help of the picture of the world drama wheel. It illustrates the flow of time. In the middle of it is the Philpot swastika, which divides the time into 4 equal parts. The swastika is considered to be very auspicious. In the first part of this wheel of time, marked by swastika, is shown Golden Age. Here the arm of the swastika is pointing towards right because the right arm symbolizes what is good or what brings about goodness. In these early times, when the cycle started, people of the deity religion, Sanatana Dharma, were possessed of divine qualities and nature, and they enjoyed complete purity, 100% peace and complete prosperity. Then came the Silver Age. In this era too, people were possessed of purity, peace and prosperity to a very high degree. But the degree of their divine qualities had decreased a little. They were 2 degrees less divine than the people of the Golden Age, who were divine to the extent of 16 degrees. Therefore the arm of swastika that indicates this epoch is bent downwards because souls in this era had come down from the state of super-righteousness to what is just righteous. Next came Copper Age. After having experienced beatitude and fruition for many a life, turned to the path of vices or unrighteousness. This is why the arm is reversed, because the left hand symbolizes what is impure and auspicious. People then were second grade by their nature, qualities and actions. Mankind is now divided on various religions. Strives and disputes started to appear, and the 5 vices brought disquiet and sorrow in homes. Steadily, unrighteous doings, i.e. the actions done under the sway of one or the other of these 5 vices, led the world to more and more impurity and sufferings, and the world came under the yoke of Iron Age Kali Yuga. Strives, wars, bellicosity and the resulting peacelessness increased rapidly in frequency and intensity in this era. Therefore the 4th of swastika is shown raising itself up to indicate the rise in conflicts, clashes and calamities. Then, a stage comes when ignorance, lassitude, stupor, moral turpitude and sin become dominant. People become devilish by nature and religion becomes utterly degenerate. The significance of the present period. At present, we are undergoing through a critical phase in the history of mankind. This is the period of the confluence of the ending phase of the Iron Age and the starting phase of the Golden Age. This is the most important of all epochs, called the Confluence Age, when God, the highest being, descends in this world to meet the human beings, his beloved children, and gives the most precious boons of redemption and beatitude. Through the godly knowledge and the easy Raj Yoga, God creates the Golden Age or new viceless order. The act of creation does not mean constructing something out of nothing, but it means the moral reconstruction of mankind or the re-establishment of the ancient most deity religion. The reader would be pleased to know, or, perhaps, surprised to know, that God Shiva, the Supreme Father of all, is indeed doing this great task of resurrection of mankind at present. The world will soon be free of all miseries, and the paradise, which is full of peace and happiness, will be established again. The nature of the world drama cycle. The cycle of 5 epochs, comprising Golden Age, Silver Age, Copper Age and Iron Age, and the Confluence Age, repeats exactly every time after it has turned full wheel. During every cycle, the souls who are the actors on this world drama stage will be the same. Each soul will act the same part in every cycle, since, in the soul itself is indelibly ingrained the part it has played life after life in the previous cycle, or that it has to repeat cycle after cycle. Just as in a tape record or a gramophone record, a whole song or drama is recorded and it repeats every time the record is played, even so, a soul's role in this world drama is recorded in the soul itself, which is only self-luminous, conscient point. The soul replays the part once every 5,000 years, because each one of the 4 eras of the world drama being equal to 1250 years, the duration of one world cycle is 5,000 years. The rise and fall of humans. We will understand this lesson with the help of the adjoining picture. It is a wonderful story of how the souls, who once were deities, became the devotees and very ordinary human beings. It also explains how they lost the divine virtues, spiritual and moral values and developed devilish tendencies. The illustration shows that originally, human souls had complete purity, peace and prosperity, and that they became defiled and peaceless lately. Now it is time to again inculcate those lost virtues. First of all is shown the golden age or the Satyuga, which is completely righteous. Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayana and their dynasty ruled the world free from disease, sorrow, worry or vice. The people then had truly virtuous nature and outlook. During this period of 1250 years, the average age was 150 years. In this epoch, the people are most elevated, completely viceless and are invested with all good qualities and live under divine law. These people are considered to be class of deities. Next comes Silver Age. In this epoch of 1250 years, average age of a person varies from 100 to 125 years. All are happy in this period as well. They have the rank of what are called Kshatriyas because they are not as pure as their predecessors, the deities. Then in the Copper Age, they become body conscious and are led to vices. So they have a fall, from a deity's position which is worship-worthy exalted position to be just supplicant men or poor worshippers. Their rank is of middle class or Rajopradana type. Their position is that of Vaishyas, mediocre. After this comes the Iron Age Kali Yuga. The picture represents how in this epoch, Maya, which symbolizes the vices, has grown in power over the world. In Iron Age, Tamoguna, the basest form in man, is predominant. All the persons are ranked as Shudras. In this epoch of 1250 years, there are 42 births. In this era, we see disputes and strifes, based on want of respect for authority and differences in ideology, religion, states and languages. People do not look upon one another as spiritual brothers and are thus turned away from God, who is the Supreme Father. At present, we are in the confluence age. The confluence of the fag end of the Kali Yuga and the dawn of Satyuga are the golden age. This is the time to receive divine knowledge from God and practice spiritual discipline and easy Raja Yoga and reacquire deity status. When the Iron Age is very near its end, unrighteousness is eliminated to make room for righteousness, Dharma, and the deity world. With this comes the Golden Age. Understanding Raj Yoga. The word yoga means connection. The mental connection between the soul and Supreme Soul or the remembrance of the Supreme Soul by the soul is called meditation or Raj Yoga. Stability in the soul consciousness and God consciousness will bring peace and bliss to the soul. By this means, all the latencies of the vicious actions of the past lives will be destroyed because intellectual communion with God acts like fire. It burns the sins of the past. Yoga washes off all dirt from the soul. Bathing in a river may clean the body, but a soul is cleansed only in the remembrance of the Supreme Soul. Yoga is the only means through which soul gets link or association with God, who is the truth. By dint of yoga, man controls his otherwise fickle sense organs and overcomes diverse vile thoughts. Yoga has such great force that, under its influence, even the elements of nature are brought to elevated state and the righteousness and peace is established in the world. Through the meditation or Raj Yoga, the soul gets immense joy of an extraordinary kind from its link with the Supreme Soul. The knowledge of our relationship with God. What is our relationship with God? Knowledge of the relationship between the soul and the Supreme Soul is very essential to remembrance. In his dealings in life, man remembers every now and then only those who are bound to him by ties of one kind or another. The closer the relationship, the more easily one is reminded of it without any effort, as it were. It is very important to realize and feel that God indeed is our Supreme Father, Mother, Teacher, true friend and guide, and the real protector. Relationship is the lever that can lift us to the state of yoga. So if we have clearly before us our relationship with God, We shall every now and then be reminded of him, and only this true link redeems all the human beings. God is the most beautiful being. Beauty is a thing that bewitches man and draws his mind and understanding again towards itself. But beauty of the physical body and other physical things is only temporary and subject to gradual decline and decay. On the contrary, it is the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Father, who is absolutely and truly beautiful. His beauty is spotless, it never suffers change or decline. Remembering him will make a soul clean and beautiful. How to practice Raja Yoga. Whenever one remembers any person or thing, one is reminded of all that person or thing is and what one's association therewith is. Hence, at the very start, you have the feeling that you are now here to remember God. Your mind will at once be transported to the highest world of eternal light, which is his abode. The qualities of God, the Supreme Soul, and the point of light will come to the memory. This means that you have not to utter any sound or syllable, nor recite mentally any formula or maxim. You have to let yourself easily remember him, or be conscious of him, the Supreme Soul who is in the incorporeal world. This is similar to the way in which the memory of any of your worldly relations or ties comes to you. You will then recollect in some such manner as, I am a soul. I am a point of light and I am a child of the Supreme Soul. He is also a point of light. God the Supreme Father is an inexhaustible repository of knowledge, peace, bliss and love and is almighty. He it is who bestows blessedness on all. How very fortunate I am. The knowledge of both the Soul and Supreme Soul is already there. Hence this should not be difficult to practice. You need to withdraw yourself from all your sense organs and establish yourself in the faith that you are a soul, distinct from your body. You will be reminded of the Supreme Soul. As long as we live in the consciousness of the body, we tend to remember only the body and its connections. On the contrary, when I understand myself to be a soul, I will naturally put in mind the Supreme Father of the soul. Benefits of Raj Yoga. The benefits of meditation are enormous. It calms our mind and body. In these fast and frenetic times, it has the most important ability to replenish mental and emotional energy. Meditation enables you to create new attitudes and responses to life, giving you a clear spiritual understanding of yourself. Meditation is the process of rediscovering, enjoying and using the positive qualities latent within you. Like any skill, meditation requires practice to achieve positive and satisfying results. By doing a little every day, it soon becomes a natural and easy habit, which generously rewards you for the little effort it involves. Benefits of Raj Yoga. The benefits of meditation are enormous. It calms our mind and body. In these fast and frenetic times, it has the most important ability to replenish mental and emotional energy. Meditation enables you to create new attitudes and responses to life, giving you a clear spiritual understanding of yourself. Meditation is the process of rediscovering, enjoying and using the positive qualities latent within you. Like any skill, meditation requires practice to achieve positive and satisfying results. By doing a little every day, it soon becomes a natural and easy habit, which generously rewards you for the little effort it involves. What does meditation do? Meditation energizes your awareness, bringing both peace and wisdom to a busy mind. It expands your capacity to love and heals broken hearts. Also, it dissolves many fears, replacing them with lightness and freedom from anxiety. Meditation is both the journey and the destination, revealing the secrets of consciousness and the treasures of the soul. It develops the power to be more alert and to be effective in our interaction with each other and with our precious world. But perhaps the greatest gift that comes with meditation is the glow of inner peace that is both gentle and strong. The practice of Raja Yoga meditation or intellectual communion with God brings into the soul many powers. Of these, 8 are very important. Please refer to the adjoining diagram. The power to pack up. one can learn how to pack up all wasteful thinking in a second, so that there is lightness and freedom from burdens and worries, though there may be many responsibilities. One's mind is scattered over the wide world and so much drawn out to men and matters that he is unable to sleep or to detach himself at his will. With the practice of meditation, one can wind up one's thoughts at one's own will. Power to tolerate. Just as trees offer the same fruits to people whether they gently flood the fruits or pelt stones at them, a yogi tolerates all attacks on him and does good even to those who offer brickbats at him. In the light frame of mind, one will be able to tolerate all types of situations and people to the extent that there is no sense at all of having to tolerate something or someone. With the understanding that each one is simply playing their role in this immense world drama, impatience, irritation and annoyance disappear like mists before a bright sunlight. The power to accommodate. Just as the ocean accepts different rivers that flow into it, whether polluted or clean, one will be able to adjust to all that is happening around him, so will a yogi be able to accommodate others with him. If power makes one broad-minded, one will be able to adjust into all the happenings around him. Even when the atmosphere is charged with negativity or impurity, one remains unaffected. The power of judgment. One will learn to take correct and quick decisions. One will get the ability to accurately assess any situation with clarity and confidence. In a detached, impartial state of mind, one can judge one's own thoughts, words and actions to see if they are beneficial. One will become a judge of the self and not of others. The power of discrimination. Just as an expert jeweler can easily distinguish between the false and the pure diamonds, or gems, one will acquire the power to distinguish between right and wrong or good and bad. One can accurately discriminate between real truth and the apparent truth, between things of temporary value and those of eternal value, and between superficial and the subtle. The power helps in recognizing illusions even when they are sweetly decorated and enticing. The power to face. Meditation develops the power to endure hardships. Adversities like death of those on whom one depends may come and high storms may rage strongly, yet his flame of equanimity does not get extinguished. Having confidence in one's spiritual state brings the courage to face any type of situation. The power to cooperate. The natural result of all the powers is that I am able to share with others the tasks and qualities that my Father has given to me. There is no feeling of competition, so I can give as well as accept suggestion as to how to proceed with the task of world upliftment. By learning meditation, one will develop the spirit of cooperation. This is a great achievement because if everyone gives his little finger, the society could lift great mountains. The power to withdraw. With full awareness that I, soul, am as an entity different from the body, one can withdraw from the senses and become a point. In the same way that a tortoise retreats into its shell in a moment of danger, or just to rest, a person would be able to retract himself from any situation and remain protected. A spiritual lifestyle. What supports the practice of meditation but does not require leaving home, career and family? A spiritual lifestyle. The journey awakens within. When the songs of remembrance begin, the child of the Father is lost in the ocean of love. Holding the hand of the guide, through the path of confusion inside, tears become pearls in the silence and passing of time. The song of remembrance is sung in unlimited rhyme. The song of remembrance is sung in unlimited rhyme. Dance away, to the beautiful music you wanted to play. Dance away, in your heart, in your heart. What is a spiritual lifestyle? Regular daily meditation is the way to build and strengthen your spiritual awareness, experience the natural positive qualities of the soul and achieve freedom from fear. This process is greatly enhanced when your outer lifestyle complements and assists in your spiritual growth. Regular observance of 4 spiritual pillars, a vegetarian diet, and a balanced routine that incorporates physical and mental relaxation are the elements that comprise a spiritual lifestyle. 4 spiritual pillars. A spiritually fulfilling life is based on a foundation of 4 pillars. Daily practice of meditation, yoga. Regular spiritual study, spiritual relationships and fulfilling responsibilities, the service of humanity. Daily meditation practice. Daily meditation yoga provides the means to explore, discover and reconnect with oneself and with God. Regular spiritual study. Regular, daily spiritual study provides the right quality food for mind and intellect, the 2 key faculties of the soul. Spiritual relationships and responsibilities. Through the experience of soul consciousness, others are recognized as spiritual beings and a feeling of brotherhood grows. By transcending the divisions of color, sex and religion, relationships become more smooth and rewarding. The exchange of respect and spiritual love becomes the basis of interaction. The decision to deal with others' good qualities means there is no longer the give and take of sorrow, rather an emphasis on acceptance and tolerance. Spirituality is not an escape from life's responsibilities. You have a responsibility to your immediate relationships, family, colleagues and friends, and it is in those relationships that your ability to apply what you are learning. You have a responsibility to your immediate relationships, family, colleagues and friends, and it is in those relationships that your ability to apply what you are learning spiritually will also be tested and strengthened. Spiritual service. Finding an appropriate way to use your growing spiritual power and understanding for the benefit of others in the wider community is also a method of sustaining your personal growth. Spiritual service occurs on many levels, including spreading peaceful vibrations into the atmosphere and helping others develop awareness of their own spiritual qualities through good wishes and pure feelings. Vegetarian diet. In respecting and caring for our bodies, diet needs deep consideration. A vegetarian diet is especially beneficial in developing the clarity, concentration and subtle focus which spiritual development requires. With an understanding of the power and quality of thoughts and vibrations, we also give attention to the quality of our consciousness as we prepare and eat our food. Physical and mental relaxation. Providing rest and relaxation for the body is as important as it is for the mind. The body will not relax if the mind is not relaxed. However, even when the body is injured or ill, it is still possible for the mind to relax. Meditation is an important self-healing component when one is recovering from physical illness. The timing and extent of physical relaxation activities depends on your personal metabolism as well as your professional and family responsibilities. However, it has long been recognized that the most effective time in the daily cycle for meditation and spiritual development is in the early morning, before the routine activities of the day begin. Taking time each morning to meditate, study and understand spiritual principles and values provides both mental and spiritual nourishment for the day to come.